Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the BAM Sports Show. I'm your host, Blake. It is Tuesday, August 23. I apologize if you're watching that Cubs game right now. We are getting our asses whooped. But tonight I'm joined with two of my good friends. I got Ryan
Yeah. What up?
and Southside Sox Rob, since Ryan didn't want to say anything.
I said, yeah.
What's up?
What up?
Fucking weirdo. What the fuck are you doing?
Me? Rob looks like he's in a sex
What
tape.
up, boys? How's it going?
I took a break from my scene.
Rob's just back there looking like he's in a cheap horror film.
I'm good. I'm good, guys.
Is
Long
Blake
time no
frozen?
see.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Blake's frozen.
was-
We started off good.
Off to a good start. I said porno. He was trying to go look it up.
Yeah,
What
as
is
he
that?
was saying, 13-3. 13-3 drubbing right now of the Cubs.
Ass whooping.
You can't win them all. Blake,
Hey, we won earlier, though.
Is
The
your-
rookie looked good.
is your wife watching HBO right now?
I think so. But it's
Yeah.
weird because I don't know, this fucking rental dude, all of it. Can't wait for the new house, new studio. It's gonna be exciting. We'll get through it. All right. So before we kind of get into, I think we said tonight we wanted to kind of talk about some fantasy stuff, right? Because we
Mhm.
got fantasy drafts starting to happen this week, and over the next couple days for those of us playing fantasy. So we kind of talked running backs on Friday. So we'll do quarterbacks, receivers, and just kind of shoot the shit on it.
Blake's wanting to
Uh,
do this show because he's shook thinking about having to draft in the same room as me on Saturday. So he's trying to get into my head and figure out my championship winning strategy
Is that what you think?
Ooh.
for a league that I've never won a championship in.
I was gonna say I don't know about you, but I didn't have to pay league fees this year. What about you?
In that league, I did.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm
So-
more of a dynasty guy now. I graduated. I'm in the big boys.
I want to get into a dynasty league. So hey, if you're watching the show and you got an opening in a dynasty league, hit me up because I want one in one.
Also, I think we should have like our own like BAM Sports Show, fantasy football, and then we can add
fan league.
fan league, and then we can add whoever like watches the show. They can join the show, and then we'll get a trophy at the end.
Oh whoa, who's paying for the trophy? You paying for the trophy?
Yeah, I mean, if you want me, I'll pay for the trophy.
All right. I'll start the league up. I'll fire it up. I
Okay.
already got one made,
Yeah,
and
and
I had
then
to, I had to
this,
kick
this
some
is an
people out, so it'd be perfect.
This is an offer for everybody who's listening. We'll give you the info to join.
So we started on running backs, just kind of talking about our top 5 for the season, but like let's talk running back strategy.
Let's talk sleepers.
Let's talk strategy.
Hope your running back doesn't get fucking hurt.
Yeah, so you know, Rob, how into fantasy football are you?
I mean, I am, but when I listen to you guys, like you guys are like in depth about this shit.
Right.
Like I'm not. I mean, I
I
can
play
like.
I play for money, so I like have to be so I can make
Well,
it worth my
so-
my sorrows.
I'm in a league too, and but I don't. I get like I print my sheets out,
Mhm.
but and then it comes time for the draft day, like. I go heavy on like running backs, wide receivers, quarterbacks late. Obviously, I don't. Quarterback would easily be a fourth round, like either fourth or fifth round.
Right,
For me.
yeah. So in pre-COVID times, we used to do a couple of leagues in person, the whole draft in person. Then we
Mhm.
switched to online. We did a Zoom once, I think, for one of my leagues. Man, I'm glad the pandemic is definitely not over, but the restrictions have been lifted so we can get together and have a live in-person draft again.
What's crazy to me, Ryan, is we couldn't fucking figure out a date last year for everyone to do the online draft.
Yeah.
Magically this year, in like 24 hours, we were all able to lock down a date. Like
It
It's
worked.
fucking crazy.
Speaking of these drafts, like I I want to know how you guys do your drafts. Like we just have like a get together, order pizzas, a bullshit. We have our draft. But man, like I came up with a good idea. Actually, it wasn't my idea. I saw it on a video. So you bring all your people around, right? You have a big TV, and you're watching like the draft, and then all of a sudden your team comes up and it has like the draft sound, do do, or whatever, and then you announce like you get a
Doom, doo, doo,
microphone,
doom,
yeah,
doom, doom.
yeah, and it shows like they had a TV, and it showed like whose team's next, and it goes down in order, and then your team goes up to a podium, and then you say like you announce who you're drafting and stuff.
So
Uh, all right,
we
Keith and Brad, we're looking at you.
yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll host it in your basement next year, Blake.
Yeah, here we go.
So we used to draft at Buffalo Wild Wings in this league.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was a lot of fun. We had a board go up, and the person that lost was last place last year. Sticker bitch had to go up and put stickers on and everything. And we'd have guys that would show up with laptops. We had guys that show up with actual notebooks and binders. That's Brad, our buddy, is that one. And man, it's just there's something different about an in-person draft, and that's one of the crappier things with the dynasty leagues I'm in. We do a thing called a slow draft when it comes to the rookie draft. So we just start it and be like, hey, man, you got 48 hours to make a pick. We start it usually right after rookie mini camps. And, sometimes it'll take a week. Sometimes it'll be done in like a weekend. And once I had a slow draft last almost 3 weeks.
Jesus.
Yeah. And my league that I run gets real deep. It's a deep league, so there's a lot of positions to fill. But I'm just happy to have an in-person draft again. I think that's the way to do it.
It is. It's more exciting. We had to do the last couple drafts like online, and then like it's hard because like in person, like everybody sets a day, but then like this last year that we just had is like a couple auto drafts, and it sucked because then people get pissed off that they got an auto draft and kind of they don't want to play. It like messes it up. So when you're in person, you're picking your own team. You're bullshitting. We're having drinks. Like it makes it a lot more funner, man. It's like you're actually at like a live draft.
Yep. So this Tuesday,
is my first in-person draft.
Next Tuesday, Blake will have to give us the experience notes of his first in-person draft in good old Springfield, Illinois.
Yeah, it's my first one ever. Like
That's wild.
in my life.
That's
Everything
wild.
else has always been online.
Yeah,
I tried hosting a draft
either.
party when I was up in Northwest Indiana. I went out and bought wings and all this shit, and like it was me, my dad, and I think one person showed up.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so and then that league was like I was like, all right, well this is done. So then my first in person would have been my first year in Rebellion before shit got crazy. So
Before the
and then of
COVIDs.
course my other my other one with Rick is obviously online because we're all over the country. So I'm excited. Obviously the show one we'll do we'll do online, but yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be Keith is yelling no in the chat, and I don't know why. So probably something that I said about Rebellion.
What?
Oh, that's right.
What?
Keith is. How did he? So I missed the first draft because I got married.
Oh yeah, that's true. You had to
'Cause I've
go
been
off
in
and get
2018.
married.
I got married. You're right, Keith. So it's Jess's
Rookie
fault.
mistake.
So
Rookie mistake.
I'm excited. Our buddy Brad's smoking some meats for us. It'll be
Be a good time.
smoking lots of stuff that day. It'll be a good time. So let's kind of get into it, guys.
So again, back to strategy.
Yeah.
Draft strategies. So, you guys are, I guess, seemingly somewhat newer to fantasy football. So I'll pick your brains. Like, what's your go-to like running back strategy? So if you've got, let's say it's a 10 or a 12.
But it all depends, right? Like kind of like what type of league are you in? Like me, I did ESPN, which might suck to you guys. I don't know. That's just what they
fine.
used to doing. So basically, if you're looking at a running back in my league, you're not looking for yardage. You're looking for that fucking goal line guy who's going to get touchdowns. Those are big points right
So
there.
that's not so much an ESPN thing, but more of a
Oh,
you
like a
know, like
Scoring
just a
thing.
scoring
That's a
setting
scoring
thing.
okay,
thing.
Yeah.
scoring thing. Okay.
So you know, we use. I've been using Sleeper for a long time, but
We used ESPN last year.
we did, and I finally convinced Keith to move it over to Sleeper after he had a couple of seasons in the Dynasty League and understood how good it was. But like, so what do you do with? You said for your scoring, Rob, like you want a guy that's going to get those touchdowns. So like, let's say you're drafting top 4 picks. Okay, you're in the top 4, 1 through 4.
Mhm.
How are you approaching filling positions in need?
I mean, basically, you're looking at the top player available.
You just
Uh,
you're a BPA guy.
yes. So,
Yeah.
well, it's not just a BPA guy because I mean, obviously, you want that best player available, but that position you need, But
Right.
if there's a reach that you know that guy's going to be there and not going to last, like you got Joe next to you and he knows that he's picking that guy next, and you really want that guy and he's not going to last long, go for that guy.
Right.
There's
You-
been a couple times where I
How
wanted
soon
this
do you
guy.
start reaching?
Well, for what position? Because I've seen a lot of people reach for a quarterback, do like second or third round. I won't go for a quarterback to at least maybe the fourth or fifth, and that's just me. Maybe Ryan, you're different, but that's just how I always did it. And I always had a decent. You can always find a decent quarterback that's going to put the same numbers up than a guy that you're drafting in the second round.
So I play a few leagues that are 2 QB and a couple
Oh,
that
okay.
are super flex, and super flex is you can play a quarterback in a flex position.
Okay.
So it's any offensive player. So going into like Blake and I's league that we're in, you get quarterbacks taken in the first round,
Mhm.
and that's because it's such a valuable position. I think the highest I've seen maybe a couple of years ago, one of our buddies took Mahomes like 4th overall or something. To me, I mean, I'm picking right where I want to pick in that draft, and
Where you at again?
I think 7.
Yeah, I got 6 in my other one.
Yeah.
I'm 3 in ours though.
Yep. So, and I'm not trying to get intel on like how you're going to draft because we're so far apart that it doesn't matter. But like when you go into our league, Blake, 2 quarterback, like what is your thinking right now? You know what I mean? Are you looking running back early because how top heavy that position is, or are you snatching one of the top receivers, jumping Brad, and getting a quarterback?
So I go back and forth. It's like like last year I missed out on running backs. And you try not to let shit carry over. Like at one point, I think my 2 running backs were like DeAndre Swift and Cordell Patterson, right? Which Cordell turned out to be a great random pickup, and so did Swift. But those are not 2 workhorse running backs in a 2 running back league.
Yeah,
So
Swift
you go
is
into it and you
now.
don't want. Now he is. Yeah, he was a reach last year though. But you I'm cautious because I don't want to like overreact the other way.
Right.
You look at like a Najee Harris and you're like, okay, this dude's going to be a stud, but I think that offense is going to struggle a little bit this year, and it's like if you look back to Mitchell Trubisky and his running backs when he was in Chicago, it's like Montgomery was a workhorse. So is Najee Harris going to be a workhorse there in Pittsburgh? Because if so, he's a great pick at 3 if he's available. I think I try to go more balanced. So especially with us being in a snake, like picking 3, I'm either getting a top tier running back or a top tier wide receiver.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
not
You've
getting both.
got any of them
So
available.
you've got to look at what's. Yep.
You're potentially going to have, and I'll have rankings up this whole time while we're talking. you'll have access to McCaffrey, Taylor, Eckler, Cook, or Justin Jefferson or Cooper Kupp right there at 3. That's a really
Exactly.
good
Exactly.
spot to sit. You know, at,
It
at
is.
at 7 for me, I have a big decision to make because I
Yeah.
could reach for somebody who I think is on the decline, Derrick Henry, or Swift, who's going to be in a weird offense, or, I might have somebody like Jamar Chase available to me there.
See, but here's my question to you. So, and Ryan, this is more for you. So, like you said, you're number 7, right? And
Mhm.
in my top 5, you're right. I don't. I think I have like Derrick Henry, maybe 4. I think I heard you guys do your top 5, and
Mhm.
yeah, I don't even have Derrick Henry in my top 3. I don't. The offense is gonna be rough, man. They're gonna stuff the box. They are.
Don't even know
But
if you'll
so
get
here, Ryan.
Traylon Burks on the field.
So here's my theory. So you're picking at what number 7?
Yeah,
Now it's so say
the 10
everybody's
team
in.
league.
So your eye is set on a running back, obviously. So obviously you go Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler, and then maybe Derrick Henry goes. So then you might then okay. So then someone's like at number 6 is going to be like, okay, all these running backs are going. Let me get Najee Harris at number 6. Here comes you now. Do you go for a Delvin Cook, Aaron Jones, or do you get like a Cooper Kupp that would be him or Jamar Chase?
I would go.
Do you go wide receiver?
I would go Chase there, and between
Okay.
those two. I. So what I do is kind of a combination of like I have guys. I have like a list of like 3 or 4 people that I want at that spot in that round.
Yeah.
And I have them
Mhm.
I have them ranked in tiers. So if I have somebody that slips to me that like I know picking at 7, I'll be probably in my overall like top 10 list of people I would want, I'm going to be looking at tier 2, maybe tier 3 guys, most likely tier 2 guys. But in the off chance that, this is a 2 quarterback league and maybe somebody goes crazy and we see a run on a couple of higher end quarterbacks in the first round before it gets to me at 7. Well, at that
Or
point,
maybe a quarterback goes in the top
Well,
3.
how many people are in your league?
10. It's a
10.
10 team league and I've
Is it
got
a snake draft though?
yeah,
Like so you got
yeah.
the 7th pick and then you get the 3rd pick the next round?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's nice.
Yep, which is why I like that spot.
Yeah.
Blake is in the same position as I am. It's just
Yeah.
he's got to
Yeah.
wait longer for the first turn, but then he's bam bam, you know.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I just like strategy wise though, I'm toying around with maybe because this is going to be my only unless we actually start the listener league, it's going to be my only redraft league. And so I've always wanted to look into this zero RB strategy, where
Mhm.
you're going other positions and running back. You're not
Oh.
drafting running backs, but it's yeah. So here it is, zero RB, a strategy in which one largely fades running backs until the middle and late rounds. So I doubt you would have success doing that, but I'm like, man, I kind of want to try that one year and just see. Because running back's always a
So
tough position for me. Because I like guys when I'm
Mm.
watching them,
Mhm.
but they don't show up as well on the stat sheet. You know what I mean? Like I think David
Mhm.
Montgomery is one of the best running backs in the league because he's elusive and he's fast. He can catch. He's breaking tackles. He's currently ranked overall, PPR. He is scrolling 39th. And so, wide receiver, I kind of pay attention to the experts, but running backs, I always loved running backs, and I put too much to the eye test. That's like my weakness.
Yeah, I think like when people like do these like rankings, I think
Hmm.
they just basically go on the names because I think Derrick Henry should be a little bit lower because obviously they know it's going to be a tough year for him.
So
Obviously, I still hope. Go
he's
ahead.
ranked he's ranked just for like PPR.
Mm,
In this ranking that I'm looking at, he's ranked 8th overall as RB6,
okay.
which is like right around where I had him.
Yeah. because him and Alvin Kamara, it's like guys I kind of would stay away from. Obviously, DeAndre Swift is like Scott. His stock is draft. I mean, going up. Najee Harris, so another good guy with Trubisky there, and
Hmm. Do you guys
Austin
have
Eckler will be another good one too.
I think Eckler
Yeah.
has a good shot at being the number one running back years by year end.
Yes,
Do you guys have any like sleepers that you're looking at? Have you gotten into
like
trying to
late
figure
round
out?
or what?
Yeah, so somebody you're gonna get sixth round, fifth round, seventh round, somewhere in there.
I think you can get him late. It's not really like I don't know how far he is, and he's coming back. I think Michael Thomas would be like
Well,
a
what about
sleeper
just
coming.
let's just do strictly running backs because that's
Oh,
like the
running back.
toughest position.
Uh,
I agree with you on the
Uh,
Michael Thomas on wide
the
receiver.
Baltimore kid, Chase. Who's the Baltimore guy?
Running back?
Yeah. He tore his ACL last year in training camp.
Dobbins? J.K. Dobbins?
Yeah.
Or are you thinking
Yep.
Gus?
What?
Were you thinking Dobbins or Gus Edwards?
I'm thinking of Dobbins, I believe.
Yeah, they both got hurt.
He's
but-
from Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Dobbins will be a late round
Mhm.
kind of surprise.
I think a sleeper for me would be Elijah Mitchell, the running back from the 49ers.
Yeah.
That's just me.
What about,
Kareem Hunt too? I think would be a little sleeper.
What about Etienne for Jacksonville?
So he's currently RB 17. So I mean I would put him in that sleeper category. He's right up there with
Mhm.
Zeke, Brees Hall, who's the rookie for the Jets, Montgomery, and Cam Akers, and J.K. Dobbins. So like
Don't they have James Robinson too?
they do, but I think Etienne's
Yeah.
the lead dog, as he should
Okay.
be. I mean he's a beast. He just got hurt.
Well, and yeah, he was the lead dog before he got hurt last year, right?
Yeah, I'm real high on AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones. I don't think Aaron Jones you'd really count as a sleeper, but maybe Dillon possibly. I mean, he's known. You know what I mean?
I think
Dillon
Dylan
will-
fits into the category that Rob was talking about earlier, though, like being one of those goal line guys.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was
We
just gonna
really
say that.
saw that last year with Green Bay. Like it was Jones up to the 20, and then once you hit the 20, it was AJ Dillon.
So there's two rooks that I want to talk about that seem like they've gotten the starting position already. That's Ken Walker the third out of Seattle, which he might be. You might fade him a little bit now just because he might not make it back for week one. And then Damian Pierce in Houston.
I love Damian Pierce,
He's,
dude. And you
he's
know what?
coming out real strong.
Yes, Damian Pierce is a big one for me because I watched Florida,
Mhm.
and Dan Mullen didn't know how to use him. Like,
I don't think he knew
Didn't
how
run
to
the ball
use
with him.
anybody.
yeah. So
Dan Mullen's an
and
idiot.
just watching like the Falcons games, like my God, dude, it's like, dude, where the Texans games I'm at, dude, where's this dude been, man? This dude is like a running back, man, and he's gonna have a good career.
I'll tell you though, like the one sleeper that I keep coming to, and it's a guy that I would like to get, and obviously like we've got our fantasy draft coming up. Blake or Keith or anybody on the league that's listening could snipe them, but I'm here for the people. I'm doing a show. I'm entertaining. Chase Edmonds.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think
Yeah.
he's got the lead back role in Miami. You know my thoughts on Tua. I think they're going to be more of a running team, even though they got
The fuck?
The
You got
cheetah.
Tyreek and Waddle. They're not running. Get the fuck out of here.
I think by week 4 they're going to run a lot more when they notice the deficiencies in Tua
You think
or his hip
I
blows
think
up
you're
again.
wrong.
I think Ryan's having a reverse psychology on this
Nope.
drafting. For the
Nope.
people listening.
Nope.
I hope Tua fucking lights your ass up this year. Every week that Tua throws for more than 300
Physically
yards,
mine.
I'm gonna talk shit. Yeah, physically you. So when, and this goes for both of you, when do you start looking at or glancing or cheating at other people's rosters, their draft picks, and start thinking, Not defensively, but aggressively when it comes to trades.
When it comes to trades,
Oh wow. Ooh.
so
So,
just
like
just
for instance,
drafting,
last
just
year,
drafting in general. I'm looking at everybody's the entire time from pick one because if I've got a guy and I know that you need a running back, and I will reach to make my team better,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
and it usually
So
doesn't work
last
that
year
way.
in Rick's league, it's a one quarterback league, but I think round four or five, either 4 and 5. They had been 4 and 5. I went back to back Kyler Lamar
Hmm.
because my thought process was I'm weak on running backs. I'll dangle Lamar or Kyler, one of those two, for a strong tier one running back. Problem is, one would have a fucking good game, and then the other one would have a shit game.
Hmm.
So it was like I never put myself in a position where I felt comfortable pulling the trigger on a trade with it, with one of those quarterbacks,
Yeah,
and then you go to the playoffs with one of the two sitting on your bench, and it's a waste.
yeah. So you didn't make the trade then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I never pulled the trigger on it.
I'll go ahead and say this: if you draft Kyler, trade him before November.
Well, yeah, before the new
Modern
Call of Duty comes out.
Modern Warfare 2 coming out, and everybody's gonna be
Hold
back
on.
there.
Hold on. PGA Tour 2K23 is coming out also. Deluxe Edition.
That's not the thing.
Hold on. You can also get Michael Jordan now as a golfer.
I saw that.
Really?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
All right. So, Rob, have you heard the thing? Somebody did a breakdown of Kyler Murray's stats on Call of Duty
No,
versus his record in season.
What is it?
All right, let me pull it up.
It's pretty fucking like.
I saw a meme on
pretty
this. And
bad.
this was fun. Yeah.
No, it's like somebody did the research. Let me pull it
Yeah,
up.
they spent the time doing it. It's
whoever's
Jurassic.
playing with them.
A statistical analysis of NFL quarterback Kyler Murray's performance shows that he plays worse when there's active double XP weekends happening in Call of Duty. There were rumors stating that he played a lot of Call of Duty even during the season, and then he breaks it down. All right, here's the results. Passer rating. Murray's average passer rating on non-2XP weekends is 97.3 and 89.65 on 2XP weekends, showing a negative 7.77 difference on 2XP weekends. Passing yards. Passing yards isn't as much. It's 251 on non-2X and 245 on 2X. 6-yard difference. Completion percentage. On 2XP weekends, he's down negative 0.12%. And his win-loss record, he's a 529 quarterback, like 529 record, 18-16-1 on non-2XP weekends. And on 2XP weekends, he is a 360 quarterback, 4-7.
Wow.
Do we really think that Kyler Murray?
He's on FaZe Clan. Like he is a professional football player that is also a professional gamer.
There's
You get a lot of them,
bear
though.
that was
There's a
streaming
lot
the
of
other
them.
day. Who was it?
Who was it?
One of the Bears was streaming Fortnite the other day. I'm trying to remember who it was.
I have no idea.
I popped on for like 30 seconds, but I was like, "Fuck, this is not what we need in Chicago."
I mean, they should have a life too and play.
Oh, dude, Tyreek did it all the time. Tyreek was like a professional.
Travis logs on Xbox Live all the time.
I mean, if you're missing like practices, and obviously that's different. But if you're going to practices and you're showing out on games, there's no reason you should not have a life too and not play video games. I mean, come on.
The pain is over, Blake. It has stopped. The game.
Yeah, I saw.
The game is done. 13.
I saw. I can tell you, it does not affect Travis Kelce because I have him on my friends list from Cincinnati.
Get him on the podcast.
Hmm.
I've messaged him 3 times on Xbox Live. He's not responded yet.
That's probably
Like
because he
fucking
doesn't really like
Travis.
you.
Hey, we're still friends on there though.
That's true.
So.
He hasn't given you the boot. So tight end, where do you guys go tight end? How do you value the tight end position?
That's such a tricky question.
Yep.
Because I think you put a Mark Andrews, a Travis Kelsey, a George Kittle up there in a tier of their own.
Mm-hmm. Kyle Pitts.
You know, Kyle Pitts, yeah.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts will be going. I think obviously the first tight end goes. I can see early as the second round. I think maybe.
Oh, I think we have one go in the first.
Yeah,
You
we'll
really think
definitely
so?
have. I think Kelsey will go in our
Oh, yeah.
first
Well,
round.
I have
I think
Kelsey going in
Travis,
my
yeah.
second round. I do.
I'm not looking. Again, it kind of comes down to feel on the day. I go by how, I don't like starting trends, but I will start a run sometimes on players, but like, I don't think I go for anybody tight end wise until maybe the fourth round, maybe later.
Yeah.
Like the fall off for me in that one single position between, missing out, like drafting Kelsey in the first round and let's say missing out on Najee Harris. Because if I go 5, or 10 players down from there, I'm looking at Pat Fryermuth, Cole Kmet, Mike Gesicki, Alberto. Shout out to Alberto from Springfield, Illinois. Playing in the NFL. Got Russell Wilson throwing him passes. That's sick. You know what I mean? Like the fall off from there is a lot more gradual than it is from, Najee Harris to James Conner.
So, what position do you think has the biggest? So, off of like the tier 1 to tier 2 guys, what position do you feel has the biggest fall off? So, and I don't know if I'm explaining that right. So, like,
No,
I guess
yeah.
my thought process there is like, for tight ends, like you've got your big 4,
Right.
right? Like you've got your Kelsey, Kittle, Edwards, and I would argue Pitts. I think Pitts is still probably a work in progress. I think those 3 kind of stand alone on their own tier.
I think
Pitts,
Pitts
like I
is the
said,
top 5. Pitts is going to top
yeah.
5.
I'm not saying he's not a top 5. I'm saying, but gaps between
Right.
It's just the quarterback situation over there is
the
like,
two.
man, like
Exactly.
Marcus Mariota, you got, it's like all of them actually quarterbacks over there are running quarterbacks, and they find their players in there. But every time like Marcus Mariota, and I had a draft, like no wide receivers I didn't want to draft any Tennessee Titan wide receivers, because you're getting like 5 passes to one guy, 6 passes here. It's not like they're getting like touchdowns. I mean, you're getting one
Correct.
maybe. So
Yeah.
I stay away from like that, those types of teams. If anything, I go running back heavy on Atlanta Falcons.
So
That's just me.
for me, the biggest drop off from tier 1 to tier 2, Blake, I'm just looking through them right now. Honestly,
Yeah.
so the one trend or one run that I like starting, and I've always generally been one of the ones to start, is defenses. I want one of those top 3 defenses because I think that makes the difference of, if I draft a defense in the 13th round, earlier than you conventionally should, I'm missing out on a bench wide receiver that I can replace with one of my sleepers, or a rookie that might not show out till the end of the year. But I'm not relying on that.
Yeah,
person.
but if you grab someone like New England from 2 years ago when they were putting up fucking 30 points a fucking week, it's like Jesus.
I've got some targets at defense that I'll be happy picking, earlier than I should, and I think that's the biggest fall off because I would rather have a Bills, a Bucks, a Niners, Rams, Colts over, Bengals or Titans or the Bears or the Dolphins or anything like that. Now, I think that those defenses could be better than their current rankings, but like to me, to me, tight end is a position that somebody's always going to be injured at, and so
Mhm.
somebody's always going to come up for a few really good games, and I'll take my chances on the waivers there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about
Yeah.
there's this guy. So if we're gonna get into sleepers, I can't think of his name, but he's the backup to Mark Andrews in Baltimore. Anyone know his
I'll
name?
pull him up. I saw
He's
something.
a backup to who?
Mark
It's a
Andrews.
Mark Andrews. I think it's Little or something. I
I'm,
could be
I just
totally
think
wrong.
pulling
I
it
think
up.
Andrews would need to get hurt there.
Man, he's been getting a lot of targets, man, proving himself, dude. I can see like a whole like how like the Patriots used to go like 2 tight ends. I can see the Ravens doing that, man. I really can. They don't have that big threat in wide receiver anymore.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So that's just me. I mean,
So
Lamar will be back.
who's your first overall pick? Who's your consensus number one?
If I'm drafting,
Yeah, if you're drafting tomorrow and you have number one pick, who you taking?
I probably have to go running back, and I'll probably have to go either Jonathan Taylor or Christian McCaffrey. That's just me.
Eckler or JT.
That's yeah, it's between those two for me.
I don't want any part of Christian McCaffrey unless I can get him after pick 4 or 5. There I'll take a little more of a risk, but like spending that draft capital on somebody that's that injury prone and getting older.
It's true.
And he's got a pretty decent backup, in Chuba Hubbard.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like this is the year that he needs a breakout year and stays healthy. That's why I would take the
he
risk
definitely
on him.
needs that, but will that happen?
Yeah, needs and will are two different things. Because the same argument could be said about Saquon.
Mm-hmm.
Saquon needs a good healthy year. He's in his 5th year with New York?
Yeah.
And he's been able to be healthy, I think 2 of them, maybe 1 of them. So
I'm still looking for that. Is it Isaiah Likely? Is that who you're talking about?
That's who it is. Yep.
He's the Coastal Carolina kid.
Yep.
I love their fucking. Did you guys
They're
see
such
the
a fun
SMU
team
field?
to watch.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
I saw
that was wild.
It looked like a fucking an abscess, and I know what those look like because I get them. Yeah, that's fucking nuts. Prayers down for that area. Everyone is safe. So I think we all agree, Jonathan Taylor. We disagree on the other one though.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we could all agree that Jonathan Taylor is probably. Man, that's just fucking Wisconsin running backs, right? Like workhorses, man.
They breed
That's
them.
why I think I agree with you. I think Kenneth Walker III out there in Seattle is going to be a nice little.
Yeah, once he gets.
I think you can grab him late rounds because Pete Carroll's a run the ball kind of guy.
Yeah.
Unless you're on the goal line and the fucking Super Bowl's on the line.
Exactly.
But,
Still the dumbest shit.
I don't understand that.
It's 1 yard. That's got to be the dumbest Super Bowl move I've ever seen.
Also, I'm sorry, but after the first time, if you're Russell Wilson and Marshawn Lynch in that huddle, how do you not say fuck this? We're just audibling.
Yeah.
Like just audible.
That was
like,
so
you
dumb.
win the Super Bowl, he ain't gonna fucking cuss you out or make you run extra laps.
Ask Rick. He's a fan now.
Yeah, we'll have to bust Rick's chops about that. Also, I think it's bullshit that he lied about the whole not knowing about Skittles thing. His response.
He knew.
He knew.
He didn't lie. He didn't lie. If
He
you go
did
back,
lie. He said, "I don't know."
No,
that dude was fined for eating Skittles on the fucking field.
If you go back and listen to what he said, there was some lawyering there, and it was.
Yes.
That's why I picked up on it right away, and I was like, "Oh no, he's gonna choose Seattle."
Yeah.
We
all knew it was Seattle.
And I knew it wasn't going to be the
let's
Bears.
Be honest.
The funny thing was, like, he bought his jersey, and I don't know if this was like before or after, but he bought the jersey. He was so proud of it, and then it come like the day, or I don't know if it was a day later, where Marshawn Lynch was
Got the
arrested.
DUI.
Oh, yeah.
So he's probably like, damn, I picked the wrong jersey probably. But
Oh man. So we'll get out in about 5-10 minutes. So any other late round or any other players that you're hoping, like just being a fan of the game, right? Is there anyone that kind of go into the draft and you're like, oh, I don't know that they're going to have a great season. I don't know they're going to have a wonderful season, but like for me, like I always take a Bears player or
Yeah.
two because
yeah, I get
you
it.
know, like it's just fun.
Oh.
Like I'm gonna watch the games anyway, so and like, so anyone like that you guys are thinking of, like maybe grabbing?
So for my team, it'd be the Titans. It'd be their defense. Their defense just been unstoppable. I think it's going to be very good. Offense, if you can get Derrick Henry in the late first round, hopefully like out of the top 5, I think he would be like a risk to take there. Other than that, like that's it for the Titans. For the Bears, David Montgomery is going to be that solid guy. They're going to run the ball. I don't really know on the wide receivers right now because I think Justin Fields is that running type of guy that is going to find everybody. So if you're going to get a guy, get Cole Kmet. Will be another guy.
Yeah.
So those are the two players on each team that I would get. So, and you know what? Another guy will be another tight end for Austin. What is it? Austin Hooper? I don't know if I got it wrong.
Oh,
Right.
Austin
Yeah.
Hooper.
Yeah, I think he'd be a very good tight end. I know he's low on there, but Ryan Tannehill does love his tight ends, man. And, he's not the greatest, but he does find them
now?
He does find them in the end
Ooh.
zone.
Do spill. Doesn't he have like 80 kids?
I don't know.
No, that's Philip
Did I,
Rivers.
did I make that
Uh-huh.
up?
No, Philip Rivers has, I think, like 16.
He's got to get an actual city bus to travel around with his children.
So what about you, Ryan?
Um,
Any sentimental picks or anything like that?
Oh, I thought we were doing it on our own teams. That's what I thought.
Oh, I mean, if I'm looking at a Bears target late, I'm probably picking up somebody like Velus Jones, Khalil Herbert if he's available. Just one of those guys. But like an actual deep late round guy I'm looking at is maybe David Bell for Cleveland.
Yeah.
Or if he's available, maybe that Brian Robinson rookie from Washington.
How about Brees Hall from the Jets?
Oh, he'll go in the first 3 rounds. He's probably a
think so?
third or fourth round guy. Yeah, I think he's gonna have a decent year.
Mm-hmm.
I did just in one of my dynasty leagues while we were talking about it. Went on my phone and picked up Isaiah Likely. Why not?
Ryan's using this show to cheat.
Yeah. Nah. I watch games, man. I do a lot of stats on watching games. So Isaiah Likely is gonna be that guy. It just sucks that he's behind Mark Andrews because Mark Andrews is a hell of a tight end.
Well, and
go ahead, Blake.
don't forget on Friday we got Brandon Sanders joining us to talk more fantasy stuff.
Oh, excellent. Fantasy week. Dun,
I
dun,
will
dun.
be on.
Fantasy week at the Bama Sports Show. But it's fantasy draft week.
Fantasy
So
draft.
Velus Jones Jr. You just see this dude's speed, like as a late grab. A Jerome Ford for Cleveland, but that's a big sentimental pick for me being a Bearcat fan.
Right.
Mhm.
Where do you think Alec Pierce is going to land?
That's another great one. I think Alec is going to have a great season in Indianapolis.
I think that team is, I'm not going to put
I
it
think
like
that team-
Brady
yeah.
going to Tampa Bay, but I think that's a refresh for him. He's got almost probably more talent than he's ever had around him offensively.
Oh yeah.
He's got a couple of really interesting rookies in Pierce and Jelani Woods, the tight end rookie.
I mean, this is the best running back and best defense that Matt Ryan has ever played with. Period. Like it's not even close.
It's going to be interesting to watch. They did lose some coaching talent,
They did.
obviously.
Yeah.
But
So do
It-
either?
I'm interested.
it's-
I'm a
it's-
fan. I like that team.
How does that offensive line hold up though? Is what I'm wondering. They've been struggling.
Should
They
be
had a
fine.
good one side, with Quinton Nelson. But other than that, like it's been rough, and their defense
Not going to
is
be any worse
not
than
the
it was in
greatest.
Atlanta.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's very true. And the Colts defense is not great, not great. And
I'd
I'm
say
not
it's a
dissing the
top
Colts.
I would
five.
disagree heavily there. I think the
I think
Colts
they've
are
got
a
a
draftable
defense.
defense.
You guys coming from a Titans fan, I just I watch the
Well,
defense.
okay, yeah.
I'm not saying the Titans are the best defense either, but I just the Colts didn't. Unless they improve this year, I didn't see it there. The
they're-
offense is going to be there. It is.
The O line is right now ranked 10th in the NFL. So
Which is not bad.
it's not bad.
What's the defense ranked?
Bears
don't
was
know.
13, right?
Yes,
On that list, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
surprisingly.
Hear that?
They've
Hear
held
that
up.
national media? Hear
No,
that national
no,
media?
Fuck the
It-
national media.
Well, Blake wants to ask us, what's Seattle's?
Offensive
Yeah, what's
line.
Seattle's?
I'll just pull it up. Hold on.
29.
Offensive line rankings 2022. All right, we're going to go to thehuddle.com because that sounds like a football thing. All right, offensive lines. Oh, these guys are rough for the Bears. Colts are at 12. Let's see where the Titans at. Titans are at 24. Seahawks at 27. Let's throw them in. Jaguars 18.
Where have the Bears?
Chicago Bears 32nd.
Wow.
You could suck my nut.
That
Wow.
The huddle.
that is a
not even
wild
football
ranking.
website.
Someone
We do
just hates the
not-
Bears.
Yeah, because I watched that Bears. We're not going to go deep into it, right? Because we already talked about it. But the Bears Seahawks game the other week. All right, I'm going to show you. If you guys can see me, I'm going to show you. Back up that chair. Sorry, vision. This
Sorry,
is
guys.
how their
He does
offensive
have 9
linemen were
toes.
blocking the Bears. All right, so I got cleared today, so we're good. No more doctor issues. Okay,
He's
so
off
this
the
is how
DL.
the Seattle Seahawks offensive line blocked, and will block this coming season, Rick. So watch this.
As he
Hold on,
wears
hold on.
Seahawks colors.
Look out! Look out!
Hey, there's a guy coming.
Oh.
He's coming for you.
Sorry, Drew, you're dead.
So on
That-
this
we call those lookout blocks.
this other one that was just updated like a day ago. Colts are at 11. We're gonna scroll down.
Titans got to be in the 20s. I know that
We're gonna
already.
keep scrolling. Packers at 21.
Keith
Jags
says,
at
I guarantee
24.
my brother has 4 or 5 Packers at the end of the day. I'm fine with
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Let Brian waste all his picks on the Packers. I'm fine with it.
Titans at 27. Seahawks at 29. Bears at 30.
Damn.
You know
Bears
what though,
again?
dude? You know what? That's
d-
fine.
It's
Every
just
time
pre-
they
it's just
fucking say
pre,
the Bears are
though.
going to be good, we're dog shit. So let it be the opposite.
I don't think they'll be great, but they'll be in at least. I say the Bears will be like at the end of the season, maybe 15.
I mean, honestly, I don't give a shit what any of the rankings say. I know by looking at them against the Seahawks, like you can tell that they have something cooking.
And once they
on the
start
offensive
gelling, it's gonna
line.
get better.
Yeah, exactly. I think Tevin Jenkins moving to right guard. I think Braxton Miller or what's his name? Now I can't remember it.
Braxton Jones.
Jones. I don't know why I said Miller, but Jones. Automatically coming in and winning a starting position at left tackle is crazy for a fourth round rookie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to take a couple of games to gel, but I think if this line holds up and stays healthy, I don't think the line is going to be a
They
problem.
still got Sam Mustipher.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna see a lot this weekend.
Yeah,
against Cleveland.
it sounds like the
Like
starters will get a half.
a whole half, yeah. So and I mean Cleveland's got a they destroyed our offensive line last year. So we'll see
That's
right then
true.
and there.
Was it
Who's that
9
guy from
sacks?
Iowa that the Bears had and they let go? Daniels?
JT Daniels,
No, he was an offense line. His last name was Daniels,
James
I thought.
Daniels.
James Daniels.
James Daniels.
I thought he was pretty decent.
Yeah, he
I
was
don't know.
okay.
Oh,
Signed with what the
Bills,
the
right?
Commanders.
oh, was it?
Thought
It
it was the
sounds like it.
Commanders.
I think
That
so.
might be right.
Mm. I don't know. It'll be it. I'm always excited for fantasy weeks. I'm always excited for drafts. You know, it's one of those things as you kind of go through it, you're like, fuck, my team sucks. You get to the end, you're like, oh, my team's good. Or vice versa. You're like, okay,
That's usually how
I
it is
feel
for
good
me.
about my team.
I
I
start
feel
out
good about
feeling
my
good.
team, and then you get to the end, and you're like, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah, that's typically where I'm
Yep.
at. We got college football starting this weekend, right?
Yes, we do, which is why we're
Yes.
having Brandon on Friday to talk, because he runs, I think he does college fantasy football.
That or
He
Devi.
left what was it, Fantasy Footballers? Like
Mhm.
he left their show or their podcast and just does I think college stuff now. So I'm excited to kind of talk through some stuff with him this week, you know, on Friday night and kind of see like, okay, obviously outside of like the Bryce Young, CJ Strouds, like do we have any sleepers at Heisman and stuff like that?
Yeah,
It'll be fun
it'll be a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
First college football games Saturday, August 27th. Draft day, Blake.
I don't think
Wyoming at Illinois, 3 p.m.
I think we play, and I say we as in since yeah we don't play
Like
this
the
weekend.
Illini?
Yeah, Illini versus
Yeah.
Wyoming.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Let's see a line I win.
I would too because I'm from this area. That's just the team I grew up with.
Dude, the last time I went to out there was definitely I think when the Bears were playing out there. I saw
Yeah.
a Bears game out there.
Yep.
They were playing in Champaign.
few years
Yep.
that they're rebuilding the spaceship.
Dude, I believe after the game, did I get an autograph? I think it was Marty Booker.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always liked Marty Booker.
Yeah. So did I.
I went to his football camp.
Really?
Did you?
Yeah. No, I didn't.
You
What the
fucking
fuck was
liar.
that dude's name?
Curtis Conway?
Yeah, no. I don't know. I'll
Moose
figure it out
Muhammad?
and
Moose?
I'll figure.
Moo.
No, not Muhammad.
Moose.
That'd have been cool. Who was it? I don't know. I'll figure it out. and
While
we'll-
you're
I'll
figuring
tell you.
out, the first ranked teams play Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday it should be
Oklahoma State, Pittsburgh,
Oklahoma State and
Wake Forest all play Thursday. And
That's September 1st, right? I think
Yes.
September-
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's already that. Now we are
Yeah.
almost in the football month.
Mhm.
Boys, it is basic white girl month. I bought pumpkin spice coffee creamer.
Nice. Good for you. That's
Fuck,
I had it.
disgusting.
I had it like 2 weeks ago. So
Oh,
feel
did you? I bought
I
it
feel
today at
ashamed
Dollar
of you both.
yeah.
I love pumpkin spice, man.
Me too.
I'm about as basic white girl as you can be. I love
I-
pumpkin
Hey,
spice.
Like I
you
won't go to
own it,
Dunkin' and
so-
get pumpkin spice,
Gotta go
but
down
I'll
to
definitely have
Dunky.
creamer.
Gotta go down to Dunky
yeah.
and get a pumpkin spice.
Okay,
a
I don't do
PSL.
that. You know what? Fuck yeah, Keith, I agree. So you know what also is really good is the
But
fucking.
we got to know
like,
what he said.
Yeah,
when
what do
he
you
said-
agree
he,
to?
He
What did he
agreed.
s-
Well, if you
Oh.
had the chat open, you would know. He said, "Me too." He agreed that pumpkin spice is amazing. I also like the peppermint mochas. Like peppermint,
Those are
like you
good.
get the peppermint creamer. Oh my god.
Not ready for Christmas time yet. Give me a real good long fall.
Yeah.
As long as
my
I
sister
got-
made chili the other day, and I was like, it's too early for it.
As long as we got a real good Sunday night week 2 game up there in old Green Bay, temperature wise, I'll be happy.
I hope you freeze your nuts off.
I'm going into enemy territory and I'm wearing my white Justin Fields jersey.
Fuck
Damn it,
yeah,
you
my
should have
guy.
a shirt that says "Suck my dick."
Nah, I'm not that mean.
Oh, you
I
should
had
be.
a I had a Cubs shirt that said Cardinals fans like it in their Pujols.
Ah,
That's pretty
all
funny.
right.
I wore it to school, and the teacher was like, "You can't wear that." I was like, "Why?" She's like, "It you can't wear." And I was like, "He's a player on the Cardinals. I sure can wear it."
Holy
So, all
shit.
right, guys, well, let's get out of here tonight. I know
Right.
Ryan's got to go play some Apex. We'll be back on Friday. Don't forget, Brandon Sanders is joining us. Make sure you check out the website. Be a friend, tell a friend, share this to your friends. We'll be back on Friday. Anything else exciting for the week, guys?
No.
No.
I got a basement. They fucking poured our basement.
Sweet.
Nice.
And no more boot, boys. We're out of the boot. I can go back to the gym.
Don't show your mutant foot. I thought you were getting ready to hold your foot up to the camera. I
So did I.
was like,
No,
oh,
you gotta
no.
fucking you gotta join the OnlyFans for that.
Technical difficulties.
So, all right, guys, we'll be back on Friday. Thanks as always for joining us, boys. Appreciate you.
Appreciate
Go
you guys.
subscribe to our channel.
Yeah,
Later.
like
Yeah,
and
subscribe.
subscribe.
Don't forget youtube.com/the BAM Sports Show. See you on Friday. Peace.